Hi, everyone. Welcome to the March 22nd Leadership Stand-Up for BronyCon 2018. This is where our leadership team is able to give quick updates for all of their departments. Let's see, like last time, we're going to keep this fairly short and sweet. If seeing as last time, I believe we still ended before 10:30. As long as everything's running on pace, I'm going to give everyone, a minute afterwards to ask any quick questions they want to ask. And so without further ado, let's get started with Chief of Staff.
Hi. Lots of meetings with small people. We have a staff suite manager now to run staff suite. So we're working on getting Teddy onboarded and up to speed. We also have a Gophers manager onboarded who we just met with last week. It's Teddy and Jesse. They're the same managers they were last year. They are back and joining us again this year. The other stuff that we've been working on is onboarding. If you are sitting on a list of people that need to be onboarded, please don't do that. That's just onboard them as they're ready to be onboarded, and let us, don't dump like 40 people on us. That makes us sad. Eli is going to be running all the handbook stuff. So this weekend he's working on updating the overall All-Con staff handbook. If you have sent us a staff handbook, Eli is going to be reaching out to you to check in about your staff handbooks. And as a reminder, we would like to see everyone's staff handbooks and we want to put them in a central place on the drive. That is Eli's project and he's going to be running that. The last thing I want to talk about is the Tuesday and Wednesday room needs form. I emailed this out. I only have 7 responses, which doesn't seem like the right number of responses. Department heads, if you or anybody on your staff, and that's not just leadership, that's all staff, have to be on site on Tuesday or Wednesday, you must fill out that form. The deadline that I have in there is March 30th. Please don't make me come after you about this particular form. I would like to know that stuff sooner rather than later. Please do that thing. Okay, that's it.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any quick questions for Chief of Staff?
Can you link that form?
I will put it in the leadership chat right now.
Thank you.
All righty. Anyone else have any quick questions? Awesome. All right. With that, we're on to design.
Hello. All right. So what we've done since last meeting, panel application closed, so we unpublished that. The artists continue pushing through the announcement artwork, and on a side note, congrats to Viper on your latest contract inking. Can't wait for those to get released. A few of our staff are doing a kick-ass collab on the Swag Shop mystery box, #excited. And our plush factory confirms they are near completion, and those will be shipping to us very, very soon. Side note, that is the earliest ever that has been shipped to us. Holy crap, someone is making a ton of noise. All right, upcoming for us, we'll be collaborating with PR on the art show release tomorrow afternoon, and talent show will be launching next week. We'll be getting coffee with one of our printers to discuss some of our new projects this year, and we're going to continue making art. Now, to fill the rest of our time, we would like to show you something, a little show and tell, presenting our plush V3 design.
I believe some of you may have already seen this, but if not, here it is.
If it works. Probably not going to work. That's a bummer.
No?
Looks like the video isn't launching. Oh, there we go.
There's an error loading your app.
Yeah.
Well. My old friend.
Well, never mind.
Well, never mind. I guess we will need to do that next time.
There's a video.
Split second.
Yeah, we'll do it this way.
Oh.
Presenting the chibi plushes. I'm certain you've all noticed that we've been using a very particular art style this year that is very flat and...
Yeah, the art style this year is mid-century inspired, mid-century illustration. So think, actually Disney's kind of been doing a lot of that this year. But the style of the ponies has been sort of this little like pointy pony chibi style we've been using, and we went with that for the mascot, or for the plushes.
Good news to those taking a plane to BronyCon, these will be much smaller than last year's.
Yeah, you'll be able to get all three and put them in your bag.
Is Blank Canvas's wings like plastic?
Nope.
No, they're like a felt, like a stiff felt.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anything else? Or does anyone have any quick questions for design? Cool. All right. Moving on. Next up, we've got events.
Evening, y'all. So we're continuing to work with AV vendors. RFPs are sent out. We got a few back. We don't like some of them. So Lars and his whole crazy team doing a good job working with them, thinking about different stage designs. There was a big talk about a maid cafe that is spearheaded by Anthony. He, I believe that was a discussion topic from the previous thing. I wasn't there because I was busy. So if you want more questions, you got to go to him. For the tabletop room, we'd like to work with GCOM. We sent out, that's Gamers Commission of Maryland. We sent out a request, but it seems like they're not interested in this year. We really like to work with them, so we're going to look more into what's going on. Anthony says that more videos are currently being uploaded this week. That's all I know about that. Regarding to our arcade, we had a long call with DMV Collective. They are the people who we are going to be working with this year to try and get arcade things. We're trying to maximize like how much we're fitting in the arcade because last year it was a little bit sparse. So we need to continue working on what games we need from them, what consoles. We also need to kind of look more at the room that we're in. So, yep. We also sent out a request to MAG, and they're totally okay with us borrowing their stuff too. So that's going to be working. We got a lot of hiring. We've got almost everyone hired. And this is getting big, and people keep trying to bring in more people that they know. So also a big thing on my end, community guests. It has been an absolute pain with the community guests. I sent out emails right after the previous stand-up meeting, and it's been very overwhelming negotiating them. I'm currently the only person negotiating with them. As I wrote in my notes, some are being really demanding. Cough, cough. I shouldn't say the names. Some are being really nice. So yeah, I need a lot of help before I can continue with that. I also need a huge thing. I also need a huge talk with finance because I think I need a corporate credit card because I have to purchase their flights and all that stuff, and I've never done that before. So rest in peace, me. That's about it.
All right. Anyone have any quick questions? Then also for me, and this is to Jim and Viper, would you guys be able to get anyone on your negotiation team in touch with Justin to perhaps help out with that?
I believe we can make something work.
Awesome. Cool.
I actually have a quick question. Justin, real quick. We're good for tomorrow with the launch, right, of Art Show? Oh, I know it's a Chibi thing, but has he talked to you about it at all, or?
Art Show is finance.
Why did I think that was events? I'm sorry, because Chibi's events. Sorry.
Well, speaking of finance, finance is up next.
Yeah!
All right. Since last meeting, we paid the final balance for plushies. Hooray. We bought PR and iPad, and we made sure, I mean, that, and this goes to what you were talking about, we made sure PR and design have all the things to launch Art Show. We were told the launch was March 23rd, so Chibi had all those things set up and made like a month ago, so that's all set up and ready to go. Upcoming work, I wanted to make everybody aware that Troy will be attending a wedding and I will be fairly busy with work for this week and next week, so requests will be taken, but we might take a little bit of time to respond. Upcoming work, I just pointed it out. Art Show is launching. Also, my apologies to events and security. I did promise to meet up with you and talk about budgets and such. That will happen.
Awesome. Thank you. Does anyone have any quick questions for finance? Alrighty, on to Marketplace. Screw Loose, you're up.
Hello. Okay, so Marketplace, internally we have 99.9% selected our vendor hall internally. We are just making absolutely sure we have enough spaces for all of the people we're accepting. There's questions There had been questions on Interplay, Sorbet Jungle, We Love Fine, and one other that's escaping me. However, none of them are coming this year. Apparently, for a multitude of reasons that if you're interested, I can let you know. We are starting to look through our Artist Alley applications. Ideally, I'd like to have everybody placed by April 15th. Accepted and placed by April 15th. And then we're working with the tax, the comptroller, all that jazz. Spriggs is with our commander-in-chief over in Europe land, having much more fun than we are. So that is it for Marketplace right now.
Anyone have any questions for Marketplace?
Not a question, but Marketplace. You asked me before about how many table trades I think we're gonna have.
Yes.
I believe right now, as of this, we're probably going to have about 5 or 6. That depends on if certain cons exist in a couple months, and also if a parade wants to come.
Oh, I love a parade. That's fine. If I recall correctly from last year, we're using a very similar layout to last year's.
Could you look and see how many you got from me last year? Because I think we're about the same.
Yeah, we're about the same. I do have a question for.
Is this something we can just so we can move on?
Yeah.
Ask offline.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Cool.
Yep.
Yep. Sorry to rush you. All right.
No,
Then anyone else? Anything else for Marketplace? All right. On to operations. Which do we have anyone from ops here at the moment?
Screw loose. Let's keep talking.
I am not seeing anyone from ops at the moment, so we are going to move on to photography. GTX, you're up.
Hooray. Is my mic good now?
Yes.
Better? Okay, good. That was a mess. Anyways, it's been relatively quiet over here the past couple of weeks. I do think we have our last batch of people hired in and onboarded. I might be bringing in one more. I'm not entirely sure yet. I got to work with Snapshot some more on that deal and see what we can do. We got our hotel requests in. Just a handful of people coming in on Wednesday. We're going to start doing some planning. We actually already started planning for B-roll footage, advertising footage, things like that. I got that taken care of. Then we're going to start working with the photography team here soon. I'm going to start basically training them, just kind of like the layouts, the events, how things work. And hopefully here soon be able to start getting kind of like a quick schedule of sorts. Like here's some of the hours that we're going to be dealing with, stuff like that. And I just read the chat. I'm confused. But that's honestly really about it for photography.
Oh, Emily. Alrighty. Anyone have any questions for photography besides whether they're fighting Cylons right now? Alrighty, cool beans. We are moving on to PR. Batista, you're up.
Sorry. Sorry. The PR has been kind of weird because last week I went away because I needed a break. So GTX, or not GTX, who am I talking about? Ryuji has reached out to Uno to discuss having another fundraiser on Friday night, which we'll have to coordinate with BronyPalooza so we don't mess with them too much. But that shouldn't be a problem like we did last year. Working on more local marketing, we've started to reach out to local Baltimore colleges and Maryland colleges to see if we can get some young kids into the you-know-what stuff. Probably going to start talking more about Thursday events soon. We have a lot of conventions coming up. Yay! BabsCon, Anime Boston, TechGo, and furthermore, all between now and 420, please. And that's going to be pretty good. Besides that, PR is just running a train as normal. Dex, I'm probably going to want to talk to you after this about something. So besides that, I think we're pretty good.
Alrighty. Anyone have any questions for PR?
Oh, and we have the announcement. We are launching tomorrow on the art show. I forgot about that entirely.
All right. Questions. Speak up. Awesome. All right. Moving on to Reg.
Okay, so this week I took over the registration head position from Wade, who unfortunately, as you guys heard, is not going to be able to attend the convention this year. Just finished off a meeting with my managers earlier today, seeing where things were overall with registration. The timeline are a little back from where we'd like to be in terms of hall layout and gear setup, but looking to get that finalized in the next week or two. Need to also get going on staffing. Going to be sending out meeting requests for the people that have responded to. Actually, Emily, if you could pull the form from the website, we're basically, in terms of numbers, we're even if we're over the number of people that we need to fill. So if we could just get that off the website, that would be great. And actual staff interviews will be in the next 2 weeks or so. So hopefully that's something that we can get crossed off here just shortly into April. And yeah, no, just trying to pick up a bit of slack and continue on from there.
Hey, Ramble, it's Kristen. Will you email Chief of Staff and Design with your request to pull that application off the website, and then we'll take care of it?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else have any quick questions for Reg? Beautiful. All right. Secretary, you're up. You should unmute yourself, Graham.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the button there. I didn't put it in the document yet, but I'll just read it from the text file and put it in later. So a lot of the bot projects have wound down. Some of you may know Eric, also known as Shubishubi, is on a bit of a sabbatical. BeatsBot seems pretty stable now. I added some more robustness to the connection logic, so hopefully it's good. Someone remind me to boot the main event bot on Discord after this meeting if they still want its function. It's in a configuration that needs to be tested but hasn't been tested yet. The hosting project hasn't made any significant progress, unfortunately. And on the Infos team, I'm still doing some information gathering before for some things. In particular, I'd like to automate enumeration of the drive tree. Google's API makes that task a little bit interesting, and I may need to bother Chief of Staff for certain scopes of administrative access to the organization in order to do that satisfactorily. As for current business, I'm sorry about the newsletter. It was supposed to ship 2 days ago. Again, Eric is on sabbatical, and he's my usual newsletter timepiece, so I totally forgot to set reminders that something needed to be done. We'll get a release out by the end of this month. I'm starting to work and trying to get everything going again. Give us about a week for our usual content. Also, everyone give a big welcome to Grant Brady, also known as the Rum Princess, to leadership. He is, you can call him the secretary to the secretary, that's his idea, or the deputy head of the secretary department if you're feeling formal. And finally, as many of you already know, Sheva is out of the country for a little while. She says until the 29th in her status. Since I was open for work delegations, I've been delegated some chair-level tasks. Please don't be surprised if I start reaching out to you regarding some oversight-level topics. And that should be it. Questions, comments, Slack me or email me.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for Secretary? All right. Awesome. Moving on to security. You guys are up.
Hey there, Wirefox here. So we've gone ahead and we've moved forward with our hiring interviews. I've probably interviewed about 10 people so far, and we're going to make some hiring decisions on those tonight. Or actually, sorry, tomorrow morning. I forgot how late it was. But otherwise, we've got 20 more lined up in the pipe. Otherwise, we are moving forward on our training videos that we're going to bring back several of those from last year. Specifically, we were going to have the security for not security training videos coming back again. So those will be coming around so you guys can have some familiarity with a little bit about what we do, what needs to happen at the convention center. And that is my quick updates.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions for security? All right, thank you very much. Viper, you're up. Jim, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday Eve. So, since last meeting, we are continuing the negotiations process. Mad props to design and PR for Jay's announcement. If anyone missed it, you can check the BronyCon main website and see it, and all the other social medias. And we have finished hiring our team for this year. We are in the process of finalizing our plans for our guest menus and swag bag items, and we sent our handbook off to Chief of Staff. Upcoming, we're going to be touching base with events about guest programming, especially as we get guests signed. We are going to be updating our staff training, and we will be we're turning our eye right now onto on-site guest logistics. Yeah.
All righty. Does anyone have any questions for Viper? All right, cool. Well, I guess that brings it to me. So the chair's update. What have we been up to? Well, as you all know, Shefa is out of the country and incommunicado basically until BabsCon, at which point both of us will be at BabsCon. So next weekend we will be a little less available as we will both be attending that event. We had the monthly board meeting, spoke with the Lunar Solace board. There's been, a lot of what we've been up to has been with leadership, things like the discussions on the Maid Cafe, trying to put key stakeholders in communication with other stakeholders. Other than that, it's also been being attacked by cats in our lap that do not understand we are having meetings right now. Seriously, Amelia. And beyond that, I think it's just been speaking with a bunch of you one-on-one, trying to address concerns. If anyone has anything they'd ever like to talk about, feel free to hit either myself or Sheva up. We're here to help. We're here to listen. And one of the things that I'd especially like to get some feedback in, if people would be willing to shoot it our way, is, whether these sort of slightly evolution of the stand-up structure has been beneficial. Do you like this new way of doing it better? Is it addressing some of the concerns that we've discussed in the past? And we'll be looking to hold more, discussions like the one where we had a few weeks back about culture. What are things that we can be improving? What are ways that we can be bringing everyone, to be a more tightly integrated team where we're all super jazzed up about honestly getting to put on this cool thing, which when you think about it, it is pretty awesome. And I think sometimes we don't remember that, but yeah, I know I'm excited and I'm glad to be working with all of you, and I'm totally soliloquying here, but that's the update for now. Does anyone have any questions for team chairs? Cool. Does anyone have any last questions before we adjourn the meeting for tonight? I am seeing some head shakes. I'm not seeing anything in chat. So with that, thank you for attending, everyone. Thank you for viewing, those of you who are viewing it now or on a delayed status. And everyone have a wonderful night.